في cinema.
So let's talk about Toy Story 4, guys. Toy Story 4 is directed by Josh Cooley, who was a writer for Inside Out. And I know it's been a while since this movie came out, but I have seen it recently and I really want to talk about it, as it's full of really happy surprises for me. Toy Story 4 tells the story of Woody and the rest of the toys after Andy became a college student now, and he has to give up his toys for Bonnie, who goes to the kindergarten for the first day and faces some issues there, until she makes this simple fork toy called Forky, and she loses Forky and we have to get Forky back, and the movie starts from here. Now, Toy Story 4 faced this challenge of trilogies, as I call it, where you have a really successful trilogy and you feel that a fourth and a fifth movie would feel like an unnecessary bonus or something extra, you know. But I assure you, Toy Story 4 doesn't fall for this trap, and it passes this challenge very successfully. Oh, where do I start? Let's start from the surface. The visuals in this movie is fucking photorealistic. I don't know. The level of details that goes into this animation, into the character details, where you see this plastic toy, a part is shiny and a part is more of faded, and another part that not as shiny, and another part that's dusty, and this opening scene with the rain, and you see every drop like it's fucking real. There's also this sequence when they are working in this antique shop between these dusty shelves, and you can see the dust and you can see spider webs, and it's so real. I've seen this movie in Blu-ray at home and I was blown away by this level of details that they went into. I can only imagine how the experience was in the movie theater. I really regret missing this one. Technically, Pixar have outdone themselves. They always do. Now let's talk about the camera movements for a while, guys. Now, animation movies are all CG, so you can do whatever the hell you want with the camera, because the physical rules of gravity, they don't apply to you anymore. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can move fast, move slow, everything basically. Surprisingly, the creators of this movie didn't really do anything like this. They really adapted a back to basis criteria in terms of camera movement, and it goes really unnoticeable. And this is a highly successful film. When you unnotice the camera movements, now you know that the director succeeds and the director of cinematography succeeds. It's very subtle, it's very old school. They use various lenses. They play with the focus, the composition, the movement, the colors, the details in each background of each shots are really well made. And it adds this realistic emotional depth to a movie about toys that are talking and moving and feeling. And let's really stress on feeling, because this is Pixar, guys. Now let's talk about the story for a bit, guys. This movie surprised me in every way. Are you looking for a new cool adventure? You will get it. Are you looking for effective comedy for adults and children alike? You will get it. Especially this duo. Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele do a great job in adding a comedic relief to this movie. But this is a Pixar movie, and Pixar knows their shit when it comes to the emotional depth and the powerful message of the movie. And Toy Story, throughout its history, never failed to deliver such messages. In fact, it's one of those franchises who pioneered that animation movie could have an emotional depth and a strong messages associated with it. Are you looking for new, funny, cool, and yet effective characters? Keanu Reeves personally plays Duke Kaboom, and he was one of my favorite parts of this movie. And if you are a hardcore Pixar fan looking for theories and looking for these items that reappear throughout their different unrelated movies, you will find them. Even if you are a hardcore cinematic fan and you like Stanley Kubrick, you will get visual and sound references from The Shining and 2001 Space Odyssey in this movie. Yeah guys, it's got it all. This movie even at parts feels like horror, and there are some very effective jump scares that are very well timed. Yeah guys, this movie has got it all, trust me. Now let's talk a little about Woody's personality for a while guys. Woody has really matured as a character now, and Tom Hanks does a really great job at delivering at this voice acting. This movie made me feel like Tom Hanks' voice never fitted more for Woody's character. He's put in these emotional situations where he has to make very hard decisions, and these challenges, and they deliver the emotion perfectly every time. Now let's talk about the flaws, and I really hate this part where I have to tear apart this movie that I really loved and I had a blast watching, just because I have to. I'm a YouTube critic and blah blah etc. So you want a flaw? Here goes one. This movie, Woody and Buzz's friendship feel like they didn't give it much screen time in this movie, and it's not really that big of a deal considering how well made the movie is and how engaging it is. You won't even notice it unless you are a very hardcore fan of this series. Another thing is that the storyline feels a little predictable or a little repetitive, and it's no big deal, especially if you like Toy Story, and there is no reason really why not like Toy Story. That's why I give Toy Story 4 9.5 out of 10. Thanks as always for watching guys. Please like and share and subscribe, and stick around for more reviews very soon. This is AB and you are here for the cinema.